Hey guys, it's Destiny, and I'm back now. I actually just came back from LA and I had a really good time at the Genshin Impact concert, and it was also my birthday. That's where I've been, but today we're going to be talking about Hanya. We actually get to play with Hanya and see practically all of her kit already in the game. So I thought I'd share my thoughts on Hanya and just what I think about her potential. Of course, though, if you enjoy videos like these, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button down below to also support the video, and now let's get straight into it. So as you guys can see, we have the trial here and we also have Hanya. So we just have Huohuo just explaining stuff to us real quick, which I think is great. And now we're just going to use this real quick. Super cool. But now when we click on Hanya, as you can see, we can actually look at everything there is to see, which is awesome because I definitely want to talk about this. Also, her design, I'm going to be straight up with you guys. This is literally peak. It is so good. Let me know what you guys think about Hanya's design down below. But we have her basic attack. It's a normal basic attack. Her skill, though, is one of the most important things, I would say, especially because from the live stream I've noticed her skill seems really important. But now we have a confirmation of how her skill works. She deals damage of her attack to a single enemy and applies burden to them. The reason why burden is really good, if I'm not mistaken, it should be in the talent. Yes, burden will allow you to have your damage dealt to an enemy increasing by 30%, and this lasts for 2 turns. This is really strong because now you're basically debuffing the enemy, and while Hanya is a Harmony character, this is really cool because it makes her like a Harmony and Nihility kind of mix. As you see though, we go back to the skill. For every 2 basic attacks, skills, or ultimates allies use on an enemy with burden, allies will immediately recover 1 skill point. So basically, you're going to be using Hanya's skill. I might have like a little demo thing on screen right now, just as an example. Use Hanya's skill that will consume a skill point, but then for every 2 attacks in general on the enemy, you'll be able to get back a skill point, and this also can be triggered 2 times. So you'll basically use her skill, and now after you trigger this twice, you'll be able to regenerate 2 skill points. So you lose 1, but then you gain 2. And also if you do mix in some basic attacks, because I'm sure with her, now you can basic attack with her now, you'll be able just to accumulate skill points if you don't overly use your skills, I feel like, when you have burden active. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, let me know and I'll try to explain it better in the comments, but that's what I'm getting just based on an impression of this. And then her ultimate is actually super freaking cool. It increases the speed of an ally by 20% of her speed, and then increases the same target's ally attack by 60%. This is also for 2 turns. It seems like a lot of Hanya's stuff is mainly 2 turns, which is fine. But I did notice this is a big energy cost. Holy moly, this is like a huge energy cost. Based off the energy cost, you're very likely going to want one of these Lycones on her just from off a glance if you want to get her ultimate pretty frequently. I'm thinking that maybe. But yeah, so big ultimate cost. So I'm thinking meshing cogs or memories of the past will be pretty good. And then of course, when you have 20% of Hanya's speed, this definitely makes me think that Hanya will want to be fast because then she's giving her own speed to an ally. And this is also a single target ultimate from what it looks like, similar to Ting Yun's. So definitely keep that in mind because then she'll be able to buff a singular ally. Now we have the talent. I already went over the burden, but all of these are her traces, which is awesome. Which basically, allies triggering the burden skill point recovery will have their attack increased by 10% for 1 turn. This is pretty nice because when you get that skill point back, now you have your attack increased. And then the trigger count for the burden skill point recovery effect is 1 or lower. When an enemy with burden is defeated, you additionally recover 1 skill point. This is pretty good because you can actually see her trigger down here. If you look right here, this should be her trigger because we have 2, and as we know from burden, it could be triggered twice. So when I'm looking at that off a glance, and I will play her momentarily, of course, but this is pretty cool because then if she has 1 or lower when the enemy with burden is defeated, you get another skill point. So this can be really nice for just getting an additional skill point And I can see Zila being really, really strong with this because she just wipes out enemies super fast. Then we also have when the burden skill point recovery is triggered, this character regenerates 2 energy. This will definitely be able to help with Hanya's major ultimate cost. As we see, she has a 140 cost, so this trace will definitely be able to help with that. And then for her technique, she's going to attack the enemy, and then we'll do a burden equivalent applied by the skill to a random enemy. So basically, you can start off the battle with this. Pretty good kit, I'm not gonna lie. Based off of this, she can debuff the enemy with burden, and then she can also regenerate skill points for the team and increase the speed of an ally and increase the attack. I think this could be pretty good. 110 base speed, that's pretty high up there. That's really good, especially because she is going to be giving that speed to an ally. So this will be pretty nice. But I have talked enough. Let me actually play her for you guys. As we see, we also have Huohuo just letting us know things for the Fiend Fire. And as we could see, she's just talking. So now what we could do, I do want to try out the skill. This is super cool looking. So then when we do this, we get Burden. And now as we see, they have Burden right here. It's unremovable. And then for, the every 2 attacks, we'll get that skill point. So as we see, this is glowing and it looks like it's halfway full. So if we attack right here, there we go, skill point. That's pretty good. As you see, Hanya has no stacks, nobody has burden on them. But let's just do burden on the person in the middle. Now we have 2 stacks. Cool. So as we see though, this flashes halfway. So then when we attack, we get back a skill point as you just saw, but we also lost a stack. And now it's going to be halfway full again. So 2 basic attacks will be able to get back the skill point. So then what we could do is just do the ultimate as it's instructing us. I kind of wish we could freeform this a little more, but I still think it's pretty nice just for being able to get a little gist of what Hanya can do. So then we also lost our stacks of burden. So what I'm going to do now is let's just put it on the fish. There we go. There is burden. And then now we could do this. And now we got back a skill point, as you see. So then let's attack in the middle. And then there's 1 more stack. And what we could do, I will do this momentarily. But what we could do now, we're going to use the skill point. But right away, we will now be able to regenerate that skill point, and now burden's gone. So this could be pretty good just for getting back skill points at a pretty good rate, I would say. That's pretty nice. We're also about to get Hanya's ultimate, so I definitely want to mess around with that. I am just going to attack the fish. And then what I want to do is do this with Hanya. I'm just going to debuff the enemies. And then what I'll do is Hanya ultimate onto Sushong. We are taking a lot of damage, but I think it's fine. And I do like that we're able to see Hanya's kit and just see her a little bit in practicality. So there we go. And now what I'm going to do is do this. So we're going to use the Hanya ultimate onto Sushong. This ultimate is so freaking cool, you guys. But there we go. Now we're going to use Sushong ultimate, which means we get to attack right after again. And if we click onto Sushong, since we got that attack boost, which I believe is the 60% and then 20% of Hanya's speed. So what I'm going to do real quick, just to confirm something for you guys that may be pretty important, which I'm pretty sure it'll work how I'm saying it will or what I'm thinking. This ultimate is based off of whatever speed she has. So what I did is the 110 plus the 66, and then I multiplied it by 0.2, which equates to 20%. And I did get 35.2. And then when we go back to Sushong, we got 35 points. So basically, here's how much speed Sushong has. So this will be based off of whatever speed Hanya is currently at. It's not based off of the base speed, but all of the speed. You'll definitely want to build a bunch of speed on her to just get a major speed boost. Overall, though, when it came to what I think about Hanya's potential, I could definitely see her being really strong on teams and just being another really good buffer option, or rather harmony option for your team comps. The only downsides I would say is probably the really high costing ultimate. But I can see her being really good with a character like Huohuo, who's able to regenerate that energy faster for the team. Definitely going to recommend meshing cogs or memories of the past, just based on the energy costs alone. I feel like that could be pretty good. The potential of also memories of the past allowing for a break build can be there as well. But I'll get more into that when I release a video on how to prepare for Hanya and once I gather my thoughts on that. But for my initial impressions, she looks pretty good. I could see her being pretty valuable on teams. Let me know what you guys think about her. And of course, if you enjoyed, make sure to subscribe. I hope all of you have a great one like always. Peace.